Righto, we're looking at gold and we're going to find another opportunity for today. I'll give you my trade plan. If we go in here, the last idea was I talked about this value area range through here and how to trade the volume profile value range. Okay, at the base, if it breaks in above, we look to fade it back into the other end of the range generally. And if it breaks out, that's going into price discovery. We look then to take the failure here. What we're going to do is look for another opportunity, but I want to show you just how easy this can actually be. This was the 8th back here, and this was the range we were looking at there. Okay, it's ranging sideways, and then we were looking for the break, either back into it to trade up or to break to the downside, right? So it gave us, yeah, you could have probably got in a bit earlier. Anyway, I want to show you how easy this can be, and then we'll come back and we'll set up a something for this for today. This is how you can beat the markets. Just go to a 4-hour chart. All you need to do is this. Okay, that's trending, established. That's trending. We've got a trend here. So look at the 4-hour. At the moment, this is trending. So what you look for is, and this is it here. Look, expansion, retrace, expansion, retrace, expansion, retrace. That's it. That's all you're looking for. You want to get in on the pullback. It expands, get in on the pullback, right? That's it. That's all you're looking for. This is expanded, so I want it to pull back, right? We're down here. I want that pullback. Now, here's the thing. If we grab a eyeball and let's just have a look at these pullbacks. There's one there. There's another one. Well, they're in here. There's a couple. Right, back here, that was a nice one. One there, really nice. So we're going to check these pullbacks, and I want to show you just how easy this can actually be. So what we're going to do is we can go down to the 15-minute, and I want to show you what these pullbacks look like on the 15-minute chart and what we're looking for. We're talking about trading with VWAP and volume profile. So on the 15-minute, let's just take that out. On the 15-minute chart, you can map out this, right? And if you come down here, now this is expanded, right? High to low, look at that swing, and then there's a pullback. Even use the Fibonacci, high to low, okay? So you're looking for a possible pullback into here. That's it. Just keep it really simple. If it's out, if it's stretched out, look for that to pull back, right? Here, it's, well, actually, you know, you could have got involved here short. That would have been okay. Okay, I like to use the fib, but there's an easier way. Like you can use a fib, look. And just follow price with your fib. So when it pulls back into, like, follow these lows and then wait for until you see it pull into the 50 to the 61.8. Okay, that's one thing you can do. Like even here, look, from the high. Well, take it from there. There's a pullback right there into the 50. Okay, so that's a possible short. Yeah, I mean, we could mark that up. There's nothing wrong with that right there. Okay, and that eyeball, well, the pullback was here. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. If it pulls back, we sell. Now, here's the thing. If we include, there's a couple of things that I'll show you. This is our VWAP. Let me just take it back to here, and I want to explain something. All right, the VWAP gives you these. You got all these lines here. Now, VWAP, volume weighted average price, and volume profile. I like the 5-minute chart, but let's just stick with 15. Now I want to show you something. These two indicators, see this shaded zone? This is something that you can run with, guys. This is how to trade gold. This shaded zone is the New York initial balance. New York Forex sessions. This is the New York Open right there. That line, you can see it. And we've got this set up to run when the equities kick off. So the equities kick off at 9:30. And I like to track the volatility between 9:30 and 10:30. Now, with gold, you can actually, some will argue 8:30 to 9:30, but I prefer to have it on through the 9:30 to 10:30 to pick up the volatility when the equities kick off, because that impacts everything. So that's how I've got it set up. Look, and keep it simple. There's a shaded zone, and you want it to break above or below this shaded zone. This is called the initial balance, and it's once a day. New York Open, that's it. And then you look to trade it whenever we break above or below it. You're looking for that continuation, right? Breaks below, we look for continuation below. Sometimes it takes a while. This is range bound through New York. Okay, so we come into the overnight session, which is Asia into London. That's the Asia Open. Okay, so maybe today these guys get an opportunity. Maybe another day, trading the US session, New York guys got an opportunity. Fair enough. But what you want to see is this, the break under. These are my trade secrets, guys. This is it. All right. Initial balance, New York, 930, 1030. Break above or below. Breaks below, I'm going to be looking for sell opportunities. And I use two things. One is this is my volume profile, and it kicks off here at the opening bell. And I want this range. See the cluster? All right, now we've got the initial balance. Then we've got the volume profile cluster. It's complicated stuff, but I'm keeping this really simple. Did it break under this blue shaded zone? Yes. All right, we look for shorts. Does it break under this cluster? Yes, we look for shorts. That's it. And then the other thing we bring in is the VWAP cluster. Is this breaking under the VWAP cluster? Not yet. When it does, we look for shorts. That's all there is to it. Okay, you got two indicators giving you a cluster, VWAP cluster, volume profile cluster. If you want to know more about it, I've got educational material that I can provide you with, and you can dig into it. Volume profile, VWAP. This is what we trade. So we just wait now for signals, and we can bring in this indicator here. This is going to give you momentum. You're not buying, you ignore those. Okay, we don't see, it says buy, but you gotta use these indicators with your trade plan. So I'm going to show you this. This is the pullback on remember, this is the pullback on a 4-hour time frame. And what we're looking for is the rotation on the pullback back into the next expansion phase on a 15-minute chart here. So keep that higher time frame in mind, okay? And the other thing you can bring on, if you like, is Trend Track Multi. See how the 4 and the 2 are red? You're only looking for red signals. Keep it simple, guys. If everything's red, you go short. If everything's green, you go long, right? So we're looking for shorts. Now, this is telling you the candles turn from green to red. That's all that this triangle's doing. It's giving you bearish momentum. Okay, candle turns from green to red. You get that, right? That's that signal. You can take that trade. It's a little early, but let me just play this. There, that's your short right there. We break under that. Look, that might be a little bit premature. If you don't want to go in there, you can wait. But I do like the break under. See the blue line? That's the daily VWAP. See this blue down here? That's the daily VWAP range. Okay? You can see the shade. There's a shaded zone. There's a VWAP shaded zone. There's a volume profile, a volume cluster shaded zone as well. Right? So we're looking at both the VWAP and the volume profile. This is called a value area. This is value through here. You got volume profile and VWAP giving you this range. So you want the break out of the value area, come back, retest and fail, then you short. So if you got aggressive, you could have taken this signal. Oh, on that pullback. So it's telling you that the candles just turned red. All right, that's momentum red. That's fine. Okay, that's risky, right? You're jumping in early here. All right, it might take you out. Who knows? Put your stop loss above that yellow shaded zone. Let's just see what happens. Watch out for the stop runs. We've already had one up here, so that's a good sign. When you see a range and you see the fakey, shaky, that's what that is. Range, fake out, shake out, okay, and then momentum. That's another thing, price action. We're just looking for, and that's complicated. Let's not go there. Here, look at all these. Okay, this is giving you the go ahead. All of this, especially when it breaks under this blue and the white. The white is a monthly VWAP. See how the VWAPs are starting to turn around? That's your opportunity. But, well, where these two signals fired back in here. Now you're going to probably see another red signal that I'd like to show you. That's just the candles turning red. So that's an okay signal to go short right there. Stop, yeah, just above that yellow. But all you're looking for is any red signal. There's another red signal. Take that short up there. Okay, short that. Okay, the momentum is broken under the initial balance. So, and you can see how everything's turning around. It's bearish. So whenever you see a red signal, you take it. There's another one. There's another down triangle. Take that. That's a sell signal, right? Telling you that we're shifting from green to red. Watch out for that stop run. They can be brutal. Right? Your stop might be a little tight. You might want to set it up above the previous high. We got away with that. We were lucky, but you know, you could set it up above there. Just follow the red. See that? See this red signal? This is the VWAP cluster breakout. That's what it's a label. You'll take that label, definitely. Stop loss above there. All right, that's the VWAP cluster. The label is the VWAP cluster breakout. The down triangles are the candles turning from green to red, so it's shifting like this pullback. It goes green and then it goes red. There's a stop run, righto. And then if your stop losses are too tight, you'll get taken out. Doesn't matter. You made 2468 R. You might lose 1 R in the process. That's going the wrong way. But then take these signals short. That's a sell signal there coming off. No, it's all happening now. So you can jump in and you can follow these. Oh, I'm setting this the wrong way around. It should be a sell. You can take that sell signal. So what we're looking at is the 4-hour chart pullback, and now it's breaking under. And look, the volume profile cluster will develop because it's volume, but that's okay. But it will continue. You'll see these sell signals here. Just take them. VM is the breakout of the volume profile cluster. That VM signal, right? That's the first VM signal is a good one to take. Now you can follow it through and take the rest of them as well if you like. But guys, that's kind of how you use the signals. But keep it simple. We'll look for an opportunity in a sec. Come back. Always look at the 4-hour. Now see how this is trending down. I want the pullback and I want another sell signal on the pullback. See this, look. See how you've got, just try not to get overwhelmed by all the stuff on the chart. I mean, once you get used to reading it, it's beautiful to watch. All right, we've got volume profile and VWAP. Now, you're looking for, see how this happened, and you got that. That's the pullback. We got that. There's a pullback. You got that. There's the pullback. See the signal on the pullback? See, this is what we're looking for. Absolutely. And then when that pulls back, I want another signal. All right, let's come back over here and we'll go on to TradingView and we'll do a thing. Gain access. There's a 7-day trial and it's only $29.95 a month. Just shout me lunch once a month and I'm happy to share this with you. Okay, guys, we're looking at gold. What we're going to do is remove the drawings and we're going to have a look at the higher time frame, a bit of a perspective. Okay, we've got bearish momentum kicking in. So let's go down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4H, is it trending? Yes, it is. Keep it simple, right? That's trending. And all I'm looking for is the swing high, swing low, pullback, sell. Swing high, swing low, pullback, sell. High, low, pullback, sell, right? Let's go down to the lower time frame, 30 minutes. All I want to see is this. Let's take now drawings out. You've got this trending down, right? At some stage, well, it'll break structure and it'll pull back, right? It'll break structure and it'll pull back. So all we're looking for is when it pulls back, however, wherever, even a 15-minute chart. No, I'll stay on the 30. I'm looking for, I want to see that, and then I'm going to be looking for this. All right, see that there? That's a break of market structure. Boss, grab that arrow, copy it. And I want the same thing. I want this to pull back and then break structure. And then I'm short. The other thing to do is to grab a volume profile. And we're looking at this high and low, this current range. I'm going to pull the volume profile. Oh, sorry, that's my fib. Pull the volume profile, anchored volume profile. I'm just going to grab this candle here. So I'm only really interested in this high and this low. So what's happened here is this is broken out of this value range. In fact, that might be a little bit adventurous. Hang on. So there's a couple of things. You've got to work with the volume profile. And this, it could be a false breakout. Now, it's quite possible that this breaks back into value. If it does, then I'm going to be looking to target that area here. If it fails to hold through value and then we break under here, all right, this is important. These two blue lines, you can go to a 15-minute. All right, now this is really specific. So let's just do that, okay? 15-minute time frame. You got to have a plan. Oh, let me just remove everything. Sorry. Okay, we'll try it again. 15 minutes, and I'm looking for, if we grab the anchored volume profile, I'm really interested in this section of price action. So we're going to take it from this candle. I want these highs and this lows, right? So we're looking at, see, you've got to look at it this way. Smart money is accumulating longs or shorts through these areas. Okay, this is the smart money footprint through here, and it's messy. Look at that. Look at the manipulation, right? That's a smart money footprint. Look at this. They whips it down. Everybody piles in short. They take out your stops. Okay, so you've got this volume profile range. It travels to the high and the low. Okay, hits that. To the high of the range, down to the low, back to the high, down to the low, wiggles under, back to the high, to the low, to the high. You see what I'm getting at here? This is value. And at some stage, it breaks out of value and goes into price discovery, looking for the next value range. So what we've got here now is another value range. And you just really got to watch how this behaves, right? Down to the low. Okay, value range to the high, to the low, to the high, to the low. Now we've got to break out. Is this going to be sustained and will it go into price discovery? Or does it break back into value here? In which case then we're going to be looking to target that. Always watch it around that value area. And it's so important that you understand the smart money footprint, which is messy as hell. This is it. That's a smart money footprint. Okay. The other thing you want to watch for is where it's range bound and you get the fakey shaky. Range bound, fake out, shake out, and then another hit on stops. Okay. This is a fakey shaky chart pattern. Ranges, it breaks, hits the highs. That's brutal. And then down we go. Okay. A typical fakey shaky would kind of look like this. Range, fake out, shake out, and then it moves with momentum. Right, you got that. And then you've got this fake out, shake out thing, hits the liquidity, and it moves with momentum. Okay, you get this really strong, like this right here. That's it there. Fair value gap. Down it goes. Generally, it comes back into the fair value gap, rebalances, okay, and then down, right? So just try and keep something that's fairly complex, as simple as possible. Just watch out for those fakey shakies. And trading this, again, it either comes up and it fails here, in which case I'm short there, or it'll trade back up into here, right? So I'm mainly interested in shorting this more than anything. So if it trades along, I'll probably let it go. And use the fib. Look at these pullbacks right now. This is a 15-minute, but you've got that going on, lower low, and then I want to see that. Grab a fib retrace, and you could pull it from here. But be careful, if it pushes through this low, there's a good chance then that it goes for a bigger swing. And then the bigger swing is from that high down to the low, and it's targeting the high of the value range. You get what I'm saying here? Right? So it either holds here at this 50 to 61.8 and we short, or if it breaks back into value, all right, I'm targeting this 4 hour, okay? I'm targeting that. So there's a note. I know there's a lot of information. I'm sorry if I've gone overboard and notes sell, but I hope you can relate to what I'm talking about. Just keep an eye on this value range, this level here. If it breaks under, we can short. Stop just above the previous high. Okay, here's a thing. All right, let's just say that happens and you get a break of structure. Just stop above that previous high, go for 2 or 3 R, and maybe take 50 or 60% off it. 1 R. The other thing I wanted to show you was, now I've lost my train of thought. Never mind. If you've got anything that you want to mention, please comment. That would be awesome. I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. All right, guys. I can't think of anything else. But don't sell if it's overextended. Just get it to pull back. All right. With that, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.